Hi, welcome to our meditation. Today is the 22nd of June. I would like to read with you in Revelation chapter 8, verse 2. And I saw the seven angels who stand before God, and seven trumpets were given to them. So we go back again to the beginning when we're talking about the seven seals. The last seal actually is the seventh one, announces the trumpets. And then these trumpets are going to blow to the end, to the seventh one. When the seventh trumpet will blow, it's going to be the end of everything. So let's read a few verses in the Bible, because you cannot read Revelation without reading other texts in the Bible. As we have been seeing, lots of the texts from Revelation are actually quotations from the book of Isaiah, for example, and from other books of the Old Testament, of course. Joel chapter 2, verse 1, blow the trumpet in Zion, sound the alarm on my holy hill. Let all who live in the land tremble, for the day of the Lord is coming. It is close at hand. Blow the trumpet. Some people say that this day of the Lord, the day of the Lord here, is the end of times. But it could be any day. It could be a day of a holy convocation when God is actually invite his people to come to him, back to him. God is going to use the trumpet for that. So we understand a bit better by reading this text that a trumpet is not an instrument to play music, but it's to call people. And as we are going to see in Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 16, it is associated to a battle, to war. A day of trumpet and battle cry against the fortified cities and against the corner towers. So in Zephaniah 1:16, we see that trumpets were blown to attract people's attention to a battle, to send soldiers to a battle, but also so people in the cities, they would understand that there was an enemy army arriving at the city. In Matthew chapter 24, verse 31, Jesus is associating the trumpet to him coming back. He will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. So Jesus is associating the blow of a trumpet to him coming back to us. That's what Paul is going to do in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 52. In a flash, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, for the trumpet will sound, the dead will be raised imperishable, and we will be changed. So Paul is associating himself to those who are going to be changed when the last trumpet will blow. So as you see here, the end of everything, the coming of the Lord, is going to happen at one time. The dead will be raised from the dead. They will be raised. The dead will be raised imperishable, and then those who are alive will be changed, will be transformed. That's the same idea in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. For the Lord himself will come down from heaven with a loud command, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet call of God. And the dead in Christ will rise first. And then the others will be transformed, just like in 1 Corinthians chapter 15. So the trumpets have been sounding. Jesus is sounding the trumpets. And then one day, the seventh one will sound. It will be the end of everything. So why is this text so important to us today? It is important to us today as it was important to them when they received the letter for the first time, because there are lots of things happening in the world, but when God is sending these things down to us that are actually compared to the blow of a trumpet, God does that so we will be prepared, not be involved with so many things that we're not actually paying attention in what the Spirit is telling us. As Jesus says, if we have got and if you can hear, you should be hearing what the Spirit is telling us, is telling to God's church. So let's listen to what God is saying. So we'll be prepared. We have to be prepared every single day because we don't know when the last trumpet is going to sound. God bless you. Yes.